Okay, so welcome to short hair flat iron curls. So we just got done blow drying her, and she has natural texture. So we blew out all of her texture with product, very rough blow dry, and we are going to go in and we are going to do flat iron curls. So since she has a shorter hairstyle, and you're not going to be able to curl anything underneath it here, so what we will do is you'll actually pin up this top section, horseshoe section, and leave out the front two pieces by her ears as well. So as soon as you get her sectioned off, she'll look like this. And we're not gonna curl it. So you'll take your iron shape, but you see how her ends are all kind of frizzy, basically, because she does have natural texture, she does have a little bit of damage from color. So we're gonna go in and we are going to create the illusion that it's curled once we blend it all together. So what you'll do is you'll just pick up a section and you'll run your flat iron over it, and then you'll do like a little bit of a wave. This is to give them width, have hair stick out from the head. Then you're gonna go over to your next section, and you can do some that flip out. You just want the ends to be smooth. So say this hair under here, if you see anything weird or something that's gonna like poke out, once you blend it all together, you can go back in and you can touch that up at the very end. So I'm gonna go over here and do this section. You're taking paper thin sections. So you're taking sections no thicker than an inch and no longer than your heat barrel on your flat iron. So you're gonna come out directly straight from the head, roll it, and roll it. And you'll get this beautiful wave. I'm gonna do it right here next to her head as well. Going over it because her ends are so frizzy, I want them to be smooth once I go over it. So you're gonna bend, still going straight out from the head. Bend, bend. The amount of bends is depending on how big you want your wave to be, and also how you want the ends to be. If you want the ends to go in or if you want the ends to go out. I'm doing every other section. As you can see, I have some going in and some coming out. Now I'm gonna move over to this side of the head. Take my section, smooth it, straight out from the head, bending in, out, in, getting my wave, but you can see this one's sticking out, so this one's gonna go under, and then I'm gonna take this section and I'm gonna smooth it because our ends are still crunchy. Cool? So then you'll section it again. You would not take this next section from the wave all the way down. You are going to take small sections because she does have some shorter layers. So I'm probably gonna do maybe 2 to 3 more sections. So then I'm gonna take this section, miss my iron shape all over, and you have 2 options. You could do this one again as the wave, or you could go in and you could start curling it. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start curling it because I don't want it to get too poofy. So when you go in and take a flat iron section, you want it to be no wider than whatever size of flat iron they're using. So if it's a 1 inch, you want this section to be 1 inch. You are going to keep the nose in the air up at the ceiling, their head facing forward. You're gonna go in, you're gonna clamp, you're still gonna pull it out, and you're gonna smooth those ends first. You're still coming directionally out from your section. You're not gonna drop the section, you're not gonna lift it up. So we're gonna come out, and you're gonna start curling close to the head, spin, and kind of drop the ends out. If you feel like it's gonna be too tight, just kind of pull on it, and you'll have a curl that looks like this. Now, next section, same thing. I'm gonna smooth over it, come out directionally from the head, and let it hang. Next section, I'm also doing these all the same direction. I'm not going back and forth. So this is going away from the head, away from the head. This section, still going away from the head. And some of them might look like this, but you know that the curl is getting close to the top of the head. Now that I'm in the back of the head, I'm exactly in the middle. I can see because I'm looking at my guest in the mirror. I'm gonna start going the other direction, so when I get to the front of her head over here, it's gonna be coming back away from the head. So again, smoothing it, keeping the nose in the air, and rolling it. If you know that your short hair guest isn't gonna want it this curly, then you will take less sections up the head and bigger pieces of hair to curl in the first place. Or the picture that they're showing you might not even be a flat iron curl. It might be a 3/4 iron done in a beach wave or something like that. So I think that one might be a little bit tight. Go in, take your flat iron and kind of just pull it down a little bit. Cool. I just did my wave and then I did one round of flat iron curls, and now I'm doing one more section and then I have a very small section on top. So this section I'm going to do the wave again. I'm going to spray my iron shape and we're going to go back to the waves. This is what's going to create the width and the softness without having too many ringlets. So I'm going back in with a thin section, smoothing her hair out, still coming directionally out from the head. So look at her head here, how she's looking straight in the mirror. I'm going up here and beveling out, beveling in, beveling out to create a wave, okay? So now I'm gonna do the same thing right over here. Smoothing, heating up the section, and I'm gonna go bend, bend, bend. The key is to make sure that it looks like a wave and not a kink. Smoothing the section. The reason we're doing this also is because this guest has really short layers, and if you went in and did these types of curls up here, it would actually look like Shirley Temple. It would not look like this look that we're going for, okay? So, same thing. Getting a very soft wave. Heating up the section, bending it here, bending it here. Constant motion in the wave. That's how you do not get kinks, and make sure you do not bend too close to the scalp to get that kink in the hair as well. And then I just, whatever hair is left here, coming directionally out, here, here, here. Okay, so now that all of this section is waved, I'm going to take this down, find her part of where we're going to style it, and kind of see where the layers are hitting. And to kind of see what's going to work best for her. She does have a full fringe. So look at her. She has a full fringe, but she still wears it slightly to the side. So getting it so she doesn't have a flat spot here and she gets too wide here, I'm going to show you how to curl organically. So you're going to take this and you're actually going to pick up hairs kind of in a flower section. So this is going to be the middle of your flower because you know that she's going to go this way a little bit with her bangs, right? So you want to make sure that it's not going to get too wide and it's not going to have like tail sticking out anywhere, because this has to be photo worthy. It has to be speechless photo basically. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to get my iron shape. And I'm finding where these hit. She also has very short layers. So going in and actually spinning this is going to make little pings. So in her bang section, I'm just going to take off this top section and I'm just going to kind of smooth it. And I'm slightly beveling these ends so you can see what's happening here. Is it's starting to get that out of her eyes and it's really smoothing it out. And you can already tell here that is a beautiful shape from all angles. So I'm going to go up here and grab my first piece of hair and I'm going to smooth it to kind of see what we need to do. And since I did the wave underneath, I am actually going to do the wave on top again, but I'm going to take bigger bevels. And then I'm going to take, not her bangs, but I am going to take this front section and I am going to actually curl it backwards a little bit more than I already did. So you can see those are two completely different things, but when we put the whole look together, she's going to look very cohesive and look like she has a flat iron curl. But realistically, if you did flat iron curls, she would hate it because she would have so many pings and spider legs sticking out of her head. So then finding your next section on the top of her head based off of their part line and their layer length, okay? So I'm gonna smooth this one out And I'm gonna do actually the wave on that section. The wave on this section. And then she has this one small area here. I think I'm gonna bring this back because she does like to separate her bangs a little bit more. So I'm gonna take this one and I'm actually going to bring it up still smoothing her section. And I'm gonna just bevel it and I'm gonna spin it just like you did the last section underneath. Take this one piece left next to her bang and I'm gonna actually blend that back a little bit. Okay, so we have just finished flattering curls on this short-haired mannequin. And what we are going to do is now we're going to piece her out and get her photo ready. So as you can see, we have done back away from the face curls. We've also done the wave because of the layering that she has. So now I'm gonna show you how you can detail a look and make it look like $300 instead of $30, okay? So I'm going to, depending on their hair, her hair is kind of damaged and she has some pretty frizzy ends. I'm gonna take dry shampoo paste and I'm gonna blend it until it's not white anymore on your hand. You're really gonna emulsify, and it's gonna be clear. Then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna go at her base first. And I'm really gonna go in and I'm just gonna work it through her hair. Also, her bangs need to be a little bit more pieced out for this final look. And you can see how it starts to evolve and it starts to look like something, and you don't see a ton of pings or spider legs sticking out from her head at all. It's very trendy. It looks like a lot of texture. And it's starting to really look like we did flattering curls all over. But realistically, we did not. So knowing when to do what on your guest's hair and with considering their layer length, okay? So layers are so important. So now she looks pretty good, right? Yeah, like she looks really good. But now I'm gonna show you how you can go in and you can really detail. So now if you took a picture from the bottom of their head, does that look good? No, it could be better. So now I'm gonna show you how you can go in and just detail the work. So I've already put in her dry shampoo paste, her texturizer, right? So now I'm just gonna go in and I'm just gonna detail for taking a photo of her. So going in and just really detailing this, you're not gonna section it back out. This is just for visual effect. So you're grabbing this, but you're never gonna pull it straight out. The reason being is because it's not gonna look good in the photo. It's gonna look like a spider leg. You're always gonna have to put some sort of a little bit of a bevel. Even though we did a little bit in the beginning, I want you to go back in and you will fix these layers. She had some previous cut layers that we're trying to grow out. So just really blending those and getting that all to lay correctly. But you can go back in and now, if she's a little bit more cohesive, I am gonna use the hairspray. So going in and spraying a whole bunch of hairspray and then trying to fix it is not going to fix the problem. You're gonna create more of a problem. So waiting to use the hairspray until you're basically exactly finished and then using this as your final touch. When you look at her head on, you can see how she has even volume. You have to look at their profile from the front. You gotta look at their nape. You have to look at everything. So looking at her now, just really detailing her out, and she is photo ready.